Alrighty.
Here we are.
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Welcome back to Mole.
More.
What happened?
Mo. What?
What just happened?
What happened?
Did we lose?
No.
I can't.
What? You can't hear?
Yeah. Can you?
Wait. I can't hear you.
Yeah. The fuck?
Wait. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I can hear you and me.
I can't hear anything. I don't know why that happened. Alright, I fixed it.
Oh. Wait, you're not plugged in like all the
I
way?
fixed it.
Hey.
Okay, sorry guys. Just some quick technical difficulties.
We're
all
back.
right. So we got some interesting things for you today.
We sure do. We sure do.
Oh my god, are you serious? Bro, so I had the fact of the day up
Yeah.
and I closed it out.
You
But
You slut.
Yeah, I know.
you dirty slut.
Yeah, keep saying stuff. Keep distracting.
You filthy slut bag.
All right.
All right,
That's
we're
enough
good.
time. Thank
Here
you.
we go.
All right.
Stalled.
Immoral fact of the day. It's not really immoral. I just thought this one was really interesting. Maybe it's immoral to some of you. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's an uninhabited island in the Bahamas known as Pig Beach, which is populated entirely
Pigs?
by swimming pigs.
Okay. I was hoping for a second it would be like you were gonna be like inhabited by snails. It's like nothing to
Some
do with pigs.
weird fucking. Yeah,
oh.
they just call it that actually.
Okay, cool. They were like, huh, there's a lot of pigs here. Let's call this Pig Island.
Yeah.
Do people live there?
I don't know. It's
an island of
uninhabited. It's an island of. That's where all the cops
That's
are
where
going?
all the cops live. Wow. Pig Island.
That's quite funny.
That is quite funny.
Quite funny then. So those. Oh my god! Those of you who are following our past episodes, we did our own survey before of like a PS5
We
versus
did, yeah,
Xbox.
yeah.
And I think ours did actually come out with more PS5 people.
I think
than,
so.
But there's a big one.
Big.
There's
A big one.
A survey hosted by a pop culture agency, Experience 12, which collected data between June 25th and June 2nd through the MCM Comic-Con social media channels. The data reveals that 84% of the participants are more inclined to purchase PS5.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of people, as opposed to the 15% voted for Xbox. Meanwhile, 80% of the gamers who partook in the survey were aged between 18 and 34,
Okay.
and 48% were between 25 and 34. So basically, your big
Your average.
general
Yeah,
gaming
yeah, yeah.
audience. I mean,
That's fair. That's fair. I agree. The only thing, that's a huge number. I wouldn't expect that big of a difference.
yeah, I know. I mean, because Xbox One X and PS4 are like they were neck and neck for a while, and then
Yeah.
they started getting the exclusives, which is what they're talking about with they're saying that's the reason that PS5 has the advantage yet again.
Yeah,
right
that makes
now
sense.
anyway, is because they have Spider-Man, Avengers.
Yeah. They always get the
Demon's
good
Souls.
exclusives.
They do. I mean, they're really good. I think that's it doesn't matter how good the technology is. If you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have good exclusives, you're not going to have.
However, on my side of things, I'm kind of different than that though, because the reason I left, so I originally was PS2, loved PS2. That was like my favorite.
Yeah. PS2 is amazing. Yeah.
Then when the Xbox 360 came out and the PS3 came out, I loved the Xbox 360.
I went with the 360,
I thought
yeah.
it was better in my opinion. I mean, the PlayStation had better exclusives.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know what it was about the 360
It was
that
so
drew
good.
me in over the PS3. I feel like it just seemed so much more like clean and like.
I think the graphics were technically, I don't know if that's true. I might be wrong, but I think the graphics were better on the 360. I think.
It could be.
But I went with that and I loved it. I thought it worked really seamlessly. Like the interface, everything was working so well. And there were games I loved on there like Left 4 Dead, Gears of War. I was a huge Gears of War fan. But then when Xbox One came out, since I was already using Xbox, I went to the Xbox One and I hated it. It was like clunky interface, like glitching all the time.
Yeah, I
Didn't run as smoothly as the PS4.
I haven't played a lot of Series or Series X. No, is that the new one?
That's the newest one, yeah.
Jesus, I don't even know anymore.
Although they do keep changing. They're
One-
like Xbox One X.
Yeah,
Pro.
Series X, One X.
Elite.
I'm the X-Man.
I'm the X-Man. Come on, it's all an X.
What's going on here?
It's a box. It's an
No.
X. Put them together. What do you get?
Box X.
Box X. Here we go.
Uh,
Damn, that should be their. That should have been what they're
Box
called
X
it.
Xbox.
This is the Box X.
I'd be into it.
They could get away with that. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I haven't played a lot of the one, the one, the one ring to rule them all. No.
I did get the red rings of death. That did happen, so that makes sense.
Did you? Yeah.
No, actually, I only got it on the 360.
My little brother got something called the blue light of death on
Oh,
the
wow.
PS4. Apparently, I don't even know what that was.
Yo, it's just I don't know. I hated the Xbox One, and I literally left it just for that. Just the interface was slow, and PS4 ended up being better for me. But I will say, if Xbox, we already know about Fable coming back.
Fable,
That's
awesome.
huge. That's
I'm
big
so
for me.
excited for Fable.
That
I have
might
to
shift
get,
me.
I have to get one literally. Like if they're really coming out and it looks sick, then I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to get that just for that game. Like,
exactly.
That's the way it was with Kingdom Hearts.
Yep,
they were
same.
like Kingdom Hearts 3, and I was like, well, I'm obviously gonna go with
That's
PS4.
actually what did it for me, I think. Now that you say that. No, you know what it was? It was two things. It was Kingdom Hearts, since they were re-releasing like all the master collection of it
Right.
and doing Kingdom Hearts 3, and I was like, well, now I gotta get a
No,
PlayStation.
now I gotta get a PlayStation.
And then it was No Man's Sky, which at the time was
so
like so
fucking
hyped.
much hype, bro.
And then it had that
It
whole thing. I still
fizzled.
loved it though. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And now it's even better. They added like
Dude, No Man's
multiplayer.
Sky did the biggest 180 of any game like
literally
in history.
it grew from
'cause-
it was nuts.
I mean, that was their own fault, sort of.
Yeah.
I feel like people are kind of stupid when it came to that because they're like, hey, why is No Man's Sky like like you guys didn't say that there's like these features that you put in like
Yeah.
and the features aren't in there, like the multiplayer feature you said was going to be in there, but they didn't say there was going to be
Yeah, I was pretty
multiplayer.
sure they never said multiplayer.
They never once said that. Like, if you go back and watch the interviews, Sean is specifically like, no, it's not really any multiplayer.
I think people just wanted it to be so bad because it would be, and it is better with multiplayer now that they added it.
Well, yeah, no,
Because
it's cool.
it's so vast of a game that it's like you feel alone.
That's tough because it's like, I feel like it's how do you integrate multiplayer into a game? I mean, they figured it out, but
They did, yeah.
I don't know how, but they did it.
I don't care as long.
But now I hear it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now. Dude, I haven't played it in like
I know we should.
probably like we should do like a Mortals play.
We
do
should. It would be nice.
No Man's Sky.
Because I remember that to me, that game like blew my mind when
Yeah.
it first came out because I remember you leave the planet for the first time and then you like look back and it's just like you're literally leaving a planet.
Yeah,
like
it
it's
feels
huge.
so more. Yeah, the scale is very realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, literally is.
It's like the
a whole
universe.
universe. Yeah,
It's nuts.
I remember me and Derek were talking about that in Barbados. That's how long it was
Wow,
in
yeah.
development. Like that was when it first was announced, and
Yeah.
he was talking to me about it. It was like it was it was nighttime one time when we were there one day. And yeah, he was just talking. He's like, "Yeah, there's this new game coming out, like the size of the fucking universe."
Yeah.
and I was like, "No fucking."
And
way.
it literally
It's
was. It's like the
crazy.
universe. Crazy. It is.
But
But yeah, no, we'll see what happens. Oh, also, if Left 4 Dead, the creators are doing that new Back for Blood, which is like their own
oh, I can't wait.
take, where I
So
think they're
cool.
not with Valve anymore or whatever. They're not
Sure.
working with them. They're just like doing their own. If that's an Xbox exclusive,
That'd
I'll probably
be
have to get. That would be
which
it
it
for me.
probably. I mean, I
Depends.
feel like it probably would
Because
be.
now that they're not partnering with Valve, I think Valve is only Microsoft. Like,
Oh, okay. So, it
so
might
now
be both.
it might be both, which we'll see.
It goes PS5. People are like, what the
Exclusive.
fuck?
Like, no.
Then, dude, it would be like not even. They'd just be destroyed.
Because Left 4 Dead was my shit. I played that every day
Oh yeah.
for
Left 4 Dead
years.
was
That's
fucking
all I
dope.
did.
Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out this month.
Nice.
So when that comes out, me and you will probably play that. And,
I've never played a Baldur's Gate, so
oh yeah. Well, so 1 and 2 were different, but you played Divinity with me. And the new
It's
Baldur's Gate is literally like it's like Divinity with
like-
better graphics.
so it's like a D&D
It's made
type.
it's made by the same people, Larian Studios.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a D&D type thing, and the way better graphics,
Okay.
like updated 2020 shit fucking graphics, and
Nice. That sounds fun.
Yeah, and it's basically like a full a D&D campaign digitalized. It's
Sick.
It's pretty incredible looking.
All right. That sounds dope.
So we'll have to play that.
We will.
So stay tuned for that. They said it's coming out August, maybe August, so it might not be this month, but I'm hoping it is. So.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
But moving on, we got some...
Yeah, I wanted to get into something that has been on my mind lately, having to do with social media and this whole... It kind of fits into our podcast perfectly because it's like immoral
Sure.
and also social media.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. But it's this whole cancel culture trend thing that's going on. And it's like a trend where anyone, anywhere, any celebrity, any, social media famous person, if they do anything that's like a slip up to someone else in their mind, like it can be 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it doesn't matter. Like these like 14-year-old kids just like get on Twitter and they're like canceled. Like we're done with them.
We're done.
They're gone. We're done. No more.
They're over.
It's over for them.
I did see...
Put them to death.
I saw something like that about Will Ferrell recently.
Send him to the guillotine.
Somebody on my friends list shared it. I think I don't want to mention them by name. That's just weird.
We'll just call him Steve.
Mr. X.
What if his name was Steve? His name is Steve.
Like, damn it. Fuck. No, but it was something that they shared, and it was like him doing... What was it? It was like a parody on like I think it was a music video or like parody or something of him like... It was like a child slave thing where they're like the children were dressed as clowns, and he's like giving the clowns away to... people, like, which I could definitely see why.
Right.
It's like a little weird.
Right.
It was from a really long time ago, but it still is like, why was this not like in the past? Why were people not like, that's weird?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. It's like time changes how we feel, and then we look back on it and we're like, oh, that was weird. How did we let that happen?
Yeah, why did we let that slip
But
by?
there were so many things like that in the past, like Shane Dawson. So like Shane Dawson is the latest like cancel culture, and like I used to watch him a long time ago, and I didn't question it. Like it was like offensive, but I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And you look back on it now and you're like, okay, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, as you get older and you're like mature, your mind matures more. You're like, wait, why?
Like
is that funny?
It's fucked up.
That's not really that funny.
So, but on the flip side, you got someone like Dave Chappelle, who he says like he finds the stage of comedy to be the last final place where you can just say what you want.
And you can definitely tell that he really thinks that with like Dave Chappelle's performances.
Yeah.
Like he's very like he doesn't hold anything back.
No.
Which
like,
is what I love about
he has no filter. He just like says it and that's it.
That's something I love.
And coming from him, it's interesting because he's someone who like he's very vocal about what he believes in, so like for justice for people and equality and all that, so for him to say that's like, well, Dave Chappelle so far he's a good guy, like
it's just comedy. I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder, but it's different to each comedian. But
right.
Yeah, I think he's definitely, to a degree, I think he's right, because I feel like there are some obvious lines for me, in my opinion, that shouldn't be crossed.
They shouldn't be crossed.
But other than that, I feel like...
Well, that's
I feel like knowing that is just part of like a moral code in your head, though. Like you don't
really
right. To be like, oh, this is fucked up. I shouldn't say this.
And that's where I feel this generation, like our generation, the generation I think before us maybe, but definitely after us and us, I feel like we always take things and then just push it so far, So, like, we have this idea of what is right in our heads, and then for a good cause. Like, obviously, canceling people for being pedophiles or some shit. Like, it's good. But I feel like we take it, like, then we just take it so far, where it's like, if someone said some offensive thing, like, 20 years ago, we find that, and then we're like, all right, this person's canceled now forever. Like their career's over.
You're finished.
It's like,
yeah, that has been happening a lot, dude. So that reminds me of something. Like, I cannot believe. So I was watching. God, what's that movie with Fuck. What is it? The Expendables? Is that what it is?
Oh, like that action movie
Yeah, with all the
where they like fight in the Stone Cold Steve Austin
with
The
with
Rock.
like all the and like Ben. I think Ben Stiller was in it, wasn't he?
He might have been. He doesn't seem like a badass that would fight in that movie.
And
but...
like wasn't Kevin Hart in it? I don't know if I'm thinking.
Are you thinking of
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
like the one that's like the
like, it's
family?
like a parody version of it.
Wait, what? Is it a family?
I'm just gonna look it
Like-
up. I don't even know, dude. Hold on.
Because the Expendables, I thought was
I'm almost sure it's Expendables.
was like the one where the Stone Cold Steve Austin and all the badass people kill each other.
What the fuck? Okay, is it the Expendables? I don't know. It's the one where Robert Downey Jr. is black. What?
What
movie is
yo,
that?
that's like Thunder Island.
Thunder Island? Is that what it? All I know
But
is
it is kind of like the Expendables.
all I know is I remember seeing that, and I remember seeing him just in full blackface, and I was like, how did people not say anything about that? That's crazy.
So
to
many
me.
people didn't even know it was him. Like,
Dude, I was like, why does that guy look so familiar? Who is that? Oh, I know.
It was funny though, because there was definitely parts in the movie where they were
Tropic
playing
Thunder.
Tropic
That's
Thunder.
You
I said
said
Thunder Island. Isn't that
It's
like a water park? Here on
Thunder Island, Thunder Island.
Damn it,
That's so funny. You were like, yeah, man,
dude.
Thunder
That's
Island.
Thunder Island, bro. Get with it.
You didn't hear about that guy at Thunder Island in full blackface?
All right. He just showed up and started swimming
Just going
around
down the water slides.
No one
I
knew?
don't know who he was.
Well, okay. What's up with like? I'll be honest. There is something I saw though that I was like, what? What is this? Like they should be canceled. I don't know what. I think Will Ferrell was one of them.
Yeah,
but
that was pretty.
Did you see like there's pictures of them, a bunch of celebrities, and there's like life-size replicas of people, but they're cake or something, and they're like ripping them apart, and it's like blood inside, and they're eating it. They're like watching people eat it.
That's pretty.
There's
weird.
like children. It's very strange. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I've never seen that.
I
That sounds weird.
assume, I hope it's just taken out of context and it's some kind of art comedy thing. I don't know, but it is very strange to see.
Huh.
You have
Yeah,
no
I
idea.
don't know. I
Pictures
don't know.
started surfacing, and I was like, all right, well,
That is pretty
this
weird.
is a little weird. I don't know. Hollywood does seem a little weird like that.
Yeah, it's weird because, like you said, it's like you mature over time. But I feel like that's the same for these people being filmed. And that's the shitty part about being on camera
Right.
for your whole life is that when you do something that's
And then
not
they're
really
like, "Fuck,
you
why
anymore.
did I do that?
Yeah, and then they
Yeah,
bring that
yeah.
up like 20 years later, and it's like, and I'm not now in some cases people really haven't changed, and then they do deserve
Exactly.
that. But I feel like it's kind of it's back and forth,
Right.
It's each person has their own situation when it comes to that. So
Exactly, yeah. And now I feel like we just treat everything like it's the same situation. We're like, well, you're canceled, and that's it. Like, dude, there's no argument. There's no apology. You're
yeah,
over.
I mean, speaking of canceling people, I mean, everybody on TikTok is supposedly going to be canceled.
Yeah.
Didn't he say he's going to do that Saturday though?
Oh, yeah.
And then now it's
Yo, people in the
Tuesday.
TikTok comments, they're like, hey, yo, Trump, we're still here.
What's going on, bro?
Where are you? Yeah, no, yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about that, but TikTok, I'm sure you have.
Yeah,
it's
everybody
it's on the
knows.
fucking news everywhere now. But Trump wanted to ban TikTok. Said he was going to. He said as far as TikTok is concerned, it's banned.
A necessity.
It's over.
It's a necessity.
And he said he was gonna find a way. Like he said he has the executive.
He'll find a way.
He'll find a way. He said he has the executive decision or power, and then someone was like, "No, you don't." And he was like, "Well, I'll find a way
He's like,
to get it."
Well,
that's what he does every time. He's like, "Well, I'll find it.
Hold on to your pants, because
You'll see."
I love that you showed me that one video, and the first comment was like a fake Trump account, and there's
Yo, it was like a video of just some dude just farting as loud I've ever heard, and he's like, and then the first comment was a fake Trump account, and he's like, you know what? I'm not banning this. This is great content.
This is great.
Never mind. This is beautiful.
That
I
was
mean,
funny.
yeah. When I heard that, I was like, there's no way
Yeah, the
he's
power
fucking
that
banning.
you would have to ban social media, like a social media, would be
Right.
well beyond the scale of what you should have.
And here's the
as
funny
president.
part is that like Trump supporters are always like saying, we don't want to be a communist country. We're not going to, this is a free country, like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then like that, if you were to ban TikTok or a social media, that would literally be the same as like what China does or a communist country.
Actually, like fucking, you know what it reminds me of is like North Korea.
North Korea, exactly.
Korea, where they have all like movies and fucking social media's banned.
Banned, blocked. And
That's,
it's like,
dude, that sucks. I don't know how
Bro.
people live in North Korea.
Dude,
I mean,
I know.
they don't not of their own
North
free
Korea
will,
is
probably.
fucking weird. That's some weird shit. If you ever dive deep into that,
So
it's
yeah,
scary.
didn't Kim Jong like die or something? Didn't he die?
I think there were reports that he died.
'Cause I
And
thought
then
he
we
did-
never
yeah,
heard
then
from it again.
What happened with that? Who took over?
You know what's weird is you literally just reminded me of that, and then
Yeah,
I
I've
just
never
realized
even-
that disappeared. Like, what happened? I've never heard anything. There was a rumor. There was like reports that he died from a heart attack or
Let's
something.
find out. He definitely did die. He definitely died.
Did he though? Because like that would be huge.
No, yeah, he did. Who took over for Kim Jong? Supreme Leader Marshall.
Supreme leader.
Marshall? What from
Snoke.
fucking How I Met Your Mother?
It's like, hi, my name's Marshall.
It's like, hey, who is next in line?
See, did he really die? Can we? I need to know this now, because I definitely remember seeing reports that he died, but I haven't heard anything.
List of leaders. Analysts say his sister and loyalists could form a regency until his successor is old enough to take over. So what they just don't have.
Google is Kim Jong
It says
dead?
Yeah, it says if Kim Jong Un dies, but I'm pretty sure.
Dude, there were articles, bro.
Let's look it up.
This is happening on
Is
the
Kim
podcast.
Jong Un dead? No.
What?
that's Fucking,
Oh, that's his parents.
yeah, Kim Jong Il.
Kim Jong glad about reappearance.
Is Kim Jong dead? Deceased?
Oh. Wait, look at this. U.S. President Donald Trump has said he is glad that Kim Jong Un has reemerged.
Oh, so he
and
is
appears
alive.
to be healthy.
Oh, he didn't die. I thought he died. I could have sworn he fucking died. Alive and well. Oh, all right, he's alive.
Is he though? I feel like
But they said
I feel like North
everybody's
Korea.
saying, yeah, appears to be alive.
Yeah, appears. I bet they fucking like knowing
Appears
North
to be
Korea. They
alive.
just like he's like on strings and he's a puppet.
Death rumors. How did the media get it wrong? Dude, that's crazy. I swear to
Dude,
God.
I remember
every
it.
news outlet was like, he's dead, and then they're like, no, he's not.
But also, you see what I mean? Like, why would Trump be like, I'm glad to see he's back?
Yeah, I think he's a great guy.
He's
honestly.
great. His tactics are wonderful.
He's a fucking awesome guy.
He would also ban TikTok. He's great.
I mean,
But there's also the argument that TikTok, I've been hearing a lot lately because I use TikTok, and I hear a lot that TikTok was created specifically for child porn, and that it's being used that like they're allowing child porn and for pedophiles to abuse that.
well, so where I think the confusion comes in for me, like in
Yeah.
my opinion, is I feel like there is an element of that in TikTok, because it's almost. I mean, think about it. If you're a pedophile, then what's the easiest platform for you to find kids? Like,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? TikTok, obviously, but created for that? No.
Right, that's
I don't think
crazy.
so. I mean,
like obviously, if you have an app, like because this is my explanation. This is the whole explanation. This is why TikTok has so many kids on it. It's not because it was an app that was focused towards kids.
Yeah.
It's because kids. The new kids, the new age of kids, they grew up with the internet, right? Like literally with phones at the age of 4 or 5. We didn't do that. We had it a little bit later.
dude, I didn't have shit, bro.
And we didn't have a platform like Vine until well into. I mean, I was.
You were older.
Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
like
we were-
18 or
yeah.
something like that. Like that wasn't even YouTube was a thing, but that was different.
YouTube was so different back.
so
in the
different.
Day. Yeah, I mean,
And these kids grew up with Vine in their heads. Like, they see these old Vines that got taken, like that, because Vine died, and they love these Vines.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, these Vines are so
So
cool.
then they found a new platform that no one really, kids knew about.
Which it literally basically just is Vine.
It's just Vine,
a video that plays over and over.
And these kids were like, oh, here's a new one where we can basically revive Vine. So all these kids went on TikTok. And they grew up with that because now they're like, this is our social media app.
Right.
So obviously, yes, you're going to have a lot of kids on there.
Right.
You're going to have, which also means you're probably going to have pedophiles and weird pieces of shit that are going to go on the app and be like, oh, great, well, I can take advantage of this. But that doesn't mean it is TikTok's fault.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's an
anything.
obvious element that follows them on whatever social media they go on.
Right.
But yeah, it's not like, it's definitely not the only purpose that the app has.
And there's so many misconceptions because there's a lot of people that don't use TikTok, so they don't know how it works. But like TikTok takes down so much sexual content unless, because it's not as regulated as YouTube. Like you can, which I agree with. I think it's fine if an adult wants to do something where they're, promoting their OnlyFans or they're doing something that's like slightly sexual without actually showing whatever. I think that's fine.
Yeah,
they have every right to do so.
I mean, they do it on like Twitter.
But obviously, kids shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Which is obvious.
But
if you're someone's parent, like the kid's parents shouldn't be letting them do that. Should be looking at which.
Right,
is
and that's
not
the
always
problem
feasible.
is kids are so like influential, and that's like the reason like that like young girls like dress the way they do nowadays is because of all these famous like celebrities who dress like that.
Right.
And so it's like 14-year-old girls nowadays as compared to 14-year-old girls back in our day. Like they look so different. It's
different.
Just crazy.
And
crazy to me.
It's just to me it's just all kind of ridiculous. The idea that it is child porn and like that's what it's for.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense to me. I get why. Understanding the algorithm and everything, like obviously sex appeals, and so you're gonna get somewhat of sexual content on there,
right?
Because that's what guys. For me, I'm gonna like a video that has like jiggling boobs on it versus some dude like doing some science experiment. Like I'm gonna
that's you and everybody else,
and you're gonna keep rewatching the video over and over and over again
because it keeps playing.
Yeah. So that's why. And also, the thing is, TikTok does take down explicit material.
Right. So do they take, if you're underage and it's weird, do they take it down?
So like,
what do
you mean by weird though? Like
if it's like on the line where it's like they probably shouldn't be showing like that much, do they take it down?
I don't know. I would maybe.
Because that's what I'm wondering about. Because obviously, when you're 18 and over, and you make your own choices, and you can show that much skin without a problem.
Right.
But now, if girls or boys or whoever does it starts doing it, and they see that their account is below 18, do they do anything about that? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't know if that
because maybe that's where this point is coming from. I feel like it
could be, and it could be that it's. I don't know how they would regulate that though. They would have to, because there's like billions of TikTok users.
Yeah.
The way they tried to regulate that is everyone has to enter their age, but again, a kid can lie.
Age, yeah.
And what happens is if you are under 13 or you're 13 and under, you get a separate app. You have a different TikTok. It's not like separate app, but they get a whole safe app, which is totally different. App. But again, most of these kids,
I guess that makes sense.
Most of these kids are lying, and they're just saying they're 18 or whatever.
Right.
Which is just that's going to happen on any
social
app.
media. Yeah.
Twitter is 10 times worse.
That. Yeah,
I've done that. Twitter is a million times worse because Twitter you can actually show everything. Basically, it's like porn. You can literally post porn on Twitter, and it's fine. So, and a lot of kids are using Twitter right now. It's actually, I didn't even know that, but I found out that Twitter is like the kids' Facebook.
Blowing up, yeah.
Which is nuts.
It's blown up. It's been blown up.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, it's getting
this
big.
Twitter. I've never even heard of it.
It's getting huge.
The president uses it apparently. I don't know. So yeah,
dude. Oh, so speaking of TikTok and child pornography, fucking Chris Delia. Remember how we talked to him? Yeah. So I was scrolling.
He's on there.
I was scrolling on the For You, right?
He's on there duetting with a bunch of kids.
I'm just scrolling by, and all of a sudden I see Chris Delia in a TikTok completely naked, laying down singing a Disney song, and I'm like,
what?
I'm like,
wait, was it him posting it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And I'm like,
yo,
like that's kind
well,
of weird.
hang on. He's like, let it go.
He literally was like, he was singing an Aladdin song, and everybody in the comments is like, there's all these kids that are like, it's so good, you're singing is so good, and I'm like,
okay. See, here is my point. Though. People love to blame TikTok for that, but don't fucking blame TikTok. Blame the pedophiles.
He's definitely kind of, dude.
Blame the pieces of shit like him.
I definitely didn't want to believe it because I know, like I said, we had those allegations come out against him, and that sucks. Because like whenever it's somebody that you like,
look up,
that's like Danny. I think Danny Masterson's his name from That 70s Show.
Yeah.
He's like, I always thought he was like a. I mean, I didn't look up to him, but I was like, I love Hyde from That 70s Show. I'm like, so.
Yeah.
And then he has all these like rape allegations against him. It's like,
bro, even so, like
man,
for
I
me,
wish that wasn't true, but I mean,
for
it
me,
probably is.
David Blaine, who has an allegation against him for raping a girl, and that to me, I didn't want to believe it because he's my biggest idol.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my god, like really?
Yeah.
Like fuck.
Yeah, didn't he like come out on the Trump or the rape list or whatever?
Yeah,
rape list,
the rape list,
the child porn.
Which when I saw that, I thought that was really interesting because that made me wonder. That was actually what made me wonder is if that list is literally just celebrities who have sex allegations against them and not that they were part of this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean that's tough because it's either that or it's an obvious trend that and like you know what I mean, and that or it's the other way around, and they have the sex allegations because they're in a but you don't know
because it's that was odd to me because that's the thing that when I saw that I was like, okay, David Blaine isn't even like in that. He's not really like in that Hollywood circle. He like performs for celebrities sometimes, but it's like he wasn't like he was raised in New York City, like Brooklyn, like he wasn't even like fucking like that, and I was like, oh, well, he's on this list for, because he did have one sexual allegation against him. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't to a kid.
Right.
Which is, I'm not saying that. You're like, well, at least it wasn't a child. So really, it's fine. No, but I mean, like, I thought, like, okay, maybe they're getting this list from celebrities who have sexual allegations against them, which I don't know. Because then again, too, like, allegations don't mean that it was proven.
Right.
However, if there are facts that support it, there is.
Well, that's tough because, I mean, I don't know. People generally don't. I mean, sometimes they do, but I feel like if it's multiple people, they don't really come forward unless it's usually there's some grain of truth to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the I don't know, because that to me is when there's. I mean. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're a single, if it's only happened to you and you're the only person it's happened to, and you're coming out about it, more power to you. I'm not saying that it's not true or anything like that.
Right.
I'm just saying, for me, it obviously makes it more trustworthy when there's more people backing it.
Right.
Or even if it's a single person and there's a bunch of people saying, hey. This person, I know this person. They would never lie. That also obviously helps.
My thoughts on the whole like Me Too movement and everything were that. I never thought it was a bad thing. I thought it was going to be I thought it was like not that great at the time when it first happened because then you're getting people that are just like saying sex allegations and then like people are like it's got to be true. Boom. Like they're like immediately, which like I never thought was a good thing. But what I do like about it is I think it will help women or men that are sexually raped or abused or anything. I think it will help them feel like they can say something more quickly than waiting and keeping it inside for a long time. I want that to be a more common thing. Like as soon as it happens, I'm hoping that people will finally start to feel more comfortable as more people come out that they can come out as well and say.
No, I agree. It's obviously it's a tough.
It is.
When do we get so heavy here?
I know.
We're just talking about
we're just like boom,
child
into
porn
it.
and trafficking and rape and shit. Like, this is sad.
It is. They're just like crying watching this. Tears.
It's true.
Actually, no, though, it does lead into another point I was thinking of, and that's about like the weird shit that Hollywood does, because they're almost like I like to think of Hollywood as like this cult that's just like totally separate from
It's its own entity, for sure, yeah.
And there's a conspiracy going around that they, as Hollywood, like they get together with scientists and shit and people that know the secrets of the world, and they make content to prepare us for the future.
That's like a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, so the idea is that like movies that have aliens in it, like they're all kind of similar, and they're preparing us for when it actually happens.
For the aliens.
To be comfortable. Or things where, like, for example, so back in the day before, like, cell phones were a thing, or, like, holographic screens and shit.
Yeah.
Like, they were saying that those were put in there back then because they knew we were going to have them, and they were getting us comfortable with that. Like, the idea of having this phone that, like, tracks where we are, and we can...
Sure, yeah.
It's like a screen we can interact with. Which I thought was interesting. I don't believe it, to be honest.
I don't think I believe
I don't buy it.
I hope not, honestly, because there's a lot of shit in movies that I wouldn't want to experience. Like,
I'm just saying, if Star Wars is one of those, I'll be fucking
that's
hell yeah.
Cool.
Give me a lightsaber.
But
give me
Quiet
a
Place? Nah, forget that shit.
They're like, this is the future. Get used to
Haunted Hill on the Hill House on the hill.
On the hill, the Haunted Hill House.
Hank Hill on the Hill House with the propane.
Oh my god.
Yo,
I heard they're coming out with a second season of that, actually.
Of what?
Haunted.
King of the Hill?
No.
Oh. I was like, dude, I hate to break it to you,
Like,
bro,
I
but
think
they
they're on,
got
like,
way
10
more
seasons.
seasons.
No, the Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I think so. That's interesting. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
I will find out.
I was pissed by that ending. I don't know if you guys remember that ending, but there was, or if you've seen that show. Maybe if they didn't see the show, I shouldn't say the ending. But...
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't finished it all.
Never mind. Well, I'll just say in general, they had an ending they were going to do, and it would have been way more dark. It would have been like depressing.
That would have been good.
I thought it would have been amazing,
Yeah.
but they made it like more light and like, oh, happy ending.
Really?
But the dark ending,
I would have expected that.
it would have been sick. I would have loved it. Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
You should. It's
Let's
great.
finish it. Yeah, I started it and I just didn't finish it.
It's great. It gets really good. Right now, speaking of, I'm on. You didn't watch Umbrella Academy, right?
I watched. I watched like 3/4 of the first season.
Nice.
I haven't finished it.
No, so that one, the first season was incredible. I fucking loved it, and it ends so good, and you're like, what? The second season, however, I'm on right now, and it kind of went backwards. Like,
Okay.
it literally went back on itself in a way, and I'm not happy with that. Like, it's almost retelling the same story, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Where it's like any of the character arcs that happened kind of got erased a bit, and it's just, I'm not happy with it. All the critics gave it like 100 score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what other people think.
Yeah,
I have to finish it, once I'll give it a better...
Right. I try and keep an open mind.
Yeah.
When it comes to
like, I'll see where it's
things.
going, but it's at that point now where we're like kind of almost halfway done, and we're like, well, it's gonna get good. I know it's gonna.
It's gotta get good. Yeah.
But it hasn't yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hopefully it does.
Yeah, hopefully it does.
I'll have to. I guess I got to catch up on some of these shows. I'm like, fine. So to end off the episode here, we've got a little cicada news.
Cicada. Now those are those things that make that noise at night, right?
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah, I think so.
like this weird ass, like that night
That's
noise.
from their wings. Yeah, they're like.
Yeah. Bro, I've never seen one in person until we went camping one time with our friends.
Dude, they're kind of creepy looking.
And they were big. Aren't they like big?
They are big.
Yeah, because like one like landed on my friend, and we're like, what is that? He's like, it's a cicada, bro. It's like, and it started doing that. It was like, shh. Terrifying.
They're pretty chill, honestly.
They're
Like, they're
huge. It's disgusting.
they're just
fucking. I'd murder it. I hate it.
No, they're
I
just
want it to kill it.
They're just scary looking. I don't think they're.
I hate
They don't
bugs.
like bite or anything.
I hate them.
Yeah.
I'll kill them. Not caterpillars.
Most bugs I don't like.
Centipedes.
I try to be open. Yeah. Oh,
Centipedes,
God,
bro.
centipedes.
I
There was one in our house in the winter, and I fucking murdered it. Oh my God. No, I mean, I try
Fuck
and
'em.
keep an open mind when it comes to like bugs, like
bugs in general.
like,
I keep an open mind.
bugs that
all right?
like don't hurt people. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. That's like spiders. Like I hate spiders, but I don't want to kill them if I don't have to.
Right.
So I don't.
Don't make me do this.
Yeah, I'm like, Yeah, he's like, dude, I'm just
just
living my
sitting here,
life. Like, so we have cicada news, basically, is what I'm telling you.
We have what? I'm sorry?
We have cicada news, and here
Okay.
it is there is...
I'm scared because I hate them.
Apparently, there's a new population of cicadas that are being infected by a parasitic fungus that controls their mind and forces them to infect other insects.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, literally. So they literally turn into zombies, and I've seen this on Animal Planet or something, or maybe it was Planet Earth. But it happened with ants too. There's
I've
this
seen
fungus,
that.
that
I've
like
seen
controls their minds, and it's
I
like
have seen that.
this actual zombie thing. But they're dubbed zombie cicadas, and
Great.
under the influence,
Just what 2020 needs.
under the influence of Massaspora, a psychedelic fungus which contains chemicals such as those found in hallucinogenic mushrooms. So like fucking mushrooms that we would take, some shrooms. But after infecting the host, the fungus results in a disturbing display of B horror movie proportions. I don't know.
B horror? What does that mean?
B horror? I don't know.
Are they gonna fucking eat our face?
They're gonna eat us. No, we gotta get Danielle in here and be like, hey, what is B horror?
Yeah, what the fuck is B horror?
But anyway, so it says first they eat away at the cicada's genitals, butt, and abdomen.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, just like straight up eating their dicks.
Eating their ass, eating their dicks.
Literally. We're going to come out with a t-shirt that says, eat cicada ass.
Bring that booty over here, boy.
They're then replaced with fungal spores used to transmit the fungus to other cicadas. From there, this new fungal abdomen will slowly wear away like an eraser on a pencil. That's a fucking way to put it. Let's see. If one of our limbs were taken out or if our stomach was slashed open, we would probably be incapacitated. But infected cicadas, despite the fact that a third of their body has fallen off, continue to go about their activities like mating and flying as if nothing happened. This is really unique for insect killing. This is the part that really gets interesting.
This is a zombie.
This is the part that really gets interesting. The highlights recently find that infection leads to hypersexual behavior. So even though they lose their ability to mate with
this doesn't sound too bad.
We might need,
hold on.
So they lose their ability to mate when their backsides become fungal plugs. I don't know what.
Fungal plugs?
Fungal plugs. You ever have a fungal plug?
Oh my god. What is happening?
They will still attempt
do?
to mate sexually and transmit the fungus to healthy ones. But
There's
so
like
what they do,
humping?
it gets even better. The parasitic fungus even manipulates male cicadas into flicking their wings to imitate the females. Imitate the female's mating invitation so that they can also infect unsuspecting male cicadas. So they like lure them in by they're like
man,
I'm a lady cicada, and then they fly down there and they're like, just kidding, I'm a zombie male cicada.
I got a zombie dick.
I'm gonna rape you.
Oh, whoa! What is this, TikTok? Hold on.
Oh,
hey, whoa!
What are you, David Blaine? No, I'm just gonna. He's like, fuck you guys. This is so funny.
Yo.
Oh, I knocked my headphones out again.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
I've never Spaghetti-O.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-Os. Bro, that's not right. I'm not happy about it.
They're like zombie cicadas that are super
zombie
horny.
Raping cicadas with fungal butt plugs.
Yeah, like their genitals, their ass are eaten out. They're just flying around eating other cicadas' asses. It's like the Wild West.
Bro, that's fucked. You know, though, interestingly enough, so you said about the ants, I did see, I forget where I saw this. It was on some news thing, and they showed how there was in, where's Haiti, where they do voodoo stuff. Like, they believe in black magic. They, like, literally believe in it, so they believe in voodoo and all that stuff. And there, apparently down there is a similar fungi, mushroom drug that when given to someone, it erases their mind and makes them like zombies. But not to that extent. It just literally just kind of makes them in a coma.
Right.
Into a point where they're like, they don't know who they are, and then they're...
Right. That's another thing they were saying is we don't have to worry because it doesn't spread to humans like that. It's evolved actually over millions of or thousands of years or whatever, specifically for cicadas. So
That's
that
kind of
gets me-
scary,
that-
though.
that- I was gonna
What
say
if that happens to
I was gonna say
us?
that has me thinking like, oh, that just means I could.
Is
like,
is a
happen
mushroom
to
gonna eat my ass
some
out? 'Cause
some
I don't
virus
want it
or
to.
some like fungus that's like trapped in the ice is gonna come out and be
And
like,
just eat our asses
I've been waiting to eat your ass and genitals.
for years.
Indeed.
This has been a long time coming. Yeah, that's scary.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna go-
that about
Is that it?
yeah, that
Is
wraps it up today. So, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and be sure to check our
Subscribe.
website out because we have a couple of t-shirts up
We
on there right
do.
now.
New
I'm not gonna.
product.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy with the
Yeah.
advertising for it yet until we get more up on there. But we do have 3 products. We got a hoodie and two shirts. We're just different numbers.
Different numbers
All
with
right.
my fingers.
Hoodie. All right, that's it.
That's it.
See you later, folks.
Fuck you. Okay, bye.